Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the NFL Talk Podcast. Man, I mean, I would say, man, the all season has been pretty intriguing so far, up to this point. Now, obviously, no, we're still in free agency, yeah, sure, but it's mostly going to be depth science and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's been hell of it, yeah. Well, what's good, YTC, man? What is good? It's really one of those things. It's like, I mean, I've talked about some things, but like I said, for those who are following me on Twitter, stuff like that, or repeating, oh my god, my ear itches. But before we get into it, if you guys are new, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because we got some interesting stuff to talk about for the before the NFL season starts. It's about should be 6 months from, should be 5 months from now. Once, um, since whenever April rolls around. So, but yeah, like looking at the all season so far up to this point, we see now recently we just saw Corey Littleton go to the Texans. Texans are making some interesting moves. Obviously right now, definitely going to go after drafting the quarterback. Well, I think we can all know that for sure. But for me, I just feel like the Texans. If you look at entire AFC South division, I think the one I think you could probably make a run at one of the divisions, probably the Texans. Because look at the state of the Colts, though. Like they have really, let's be real, and it's not great in terms of what they have on the in terms of the product. And the Titans, well, that is complete garbage. Sorry, Titans fans, but I'm just being completely blunt. I'm being blunt with y'all. Y'all, I don't know what direction you guys are going in. But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, man, yeah, it's pretty much that's pretty much an open division for anyone to win. But like I said, the Colts and the Titans, they got a lot of work to do to make up for a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to say the least. But yeah, it's gonna be. Hopefully, it's gonna be able to be a good season for a lot of teams. For others, not so much, because let's be real, because looking at how but just looking at how pretty much some teams have really not been that active in free agency, and stuff like that. Just give me 1 second, trying to see if anybody else from the All Star Sports Network want to come on in. But yeah, but like I said, if anybody wants to come on in, definitely just help me up for the link. I'll definitely send it out for sure. Because like I said, it's going to be something where I don't know, like so far, like I think the Titans, not Titans, but going back on the Texans for a little bit. I like what they brought in so far. Do I think it's going to be enough to win the division? Probably not. But where I do think they're heading in the right direction in terms of building, or getting the right pieces, to say the least. But for me though, it's just like I said, the only thing they're missing is a quarterback. That's the only thing that they are missing in terms of just of what you can. If you get like the right quarterback, I think the Texans are going to be a really good team. I really do think that with the Titans, or with how the Texans have kind of been building, and stuff like that, and get some death pieces here and there. Getting Corey Littleton was another one that was kind of really nothing no one really talked about, but yeah, it's just damn. But yeah, it's actually now that I think about it. So while we get a chance, I guess we could take a look. Because you could treat this episode as kind of a more bit of a free agency one. Goddamn. But yeah, so with how everything has kind of turned out, I mean, yes, I know. I mean, for those who have not seen the show yesterday or the day before, because me and Tyler did talk about more on the oh well, so we saw Riley Dixon. So Isaiah McKenzie's going to the Colts. Okay. Interesting. I had a feeling Isaiah McKenzie was going to go one way or the other, but But like I said, it's just seeing some of these teams just kind of getting built. Now, it's funny because actually how most of these teams are, and yeah, it's like, you know, seeing, especially with like I said, with the Texans kind of doing their thing, and learning how to try to build the right way, and try to get the necessary pieces to have whoever the quarterback coming in to try to succeed, and hopefully, in show you're right in the right direction. Because I mean, think about it. I mean, they brought in Case Keenum. We still have Davis Mills, who, let's be real, ain't the fucking greatest in terms of quarterback play. But Case Keenum, not terrible either. But not the fact you're the number 2 overall pick. I would say just go after. I mean, I know I've seen some mock drafts where say, I don't know, like that Bryce Young could be the guy, but like I said, we'll see when come to draft time down in April. But literally looking at everything else of how the landscape was kind of shaking up, we've seen a lot of teams making some different moves, bringing back some players. And to be quite fair though, and obviously one in particular, or I think he's going to really make an enemy out of the league, is probably CJ. For those who don't know who I'm talking about, CJ Gardner-Johnson. Eagles actually did offer him and kind of give a little more of a bit of a backstory on this, but as to why he left. Basically, CJ, before when free agency opened up, and so did the legal tampering period, we offered this man a multi-year deal, a long-term deal to stay in Philadelphia. But he thought, him and his agency thought he was worth more than what the Eagles were giving, because we don't know exactly what the value was. I think it was like $24 million over 3 years or something like that. But with year 3 giving him like 17 plus million, whereas he signed a 1-year deal with 8 million. The fact that the market was, well, let's be real, wasn't the greatest in terms of value. Because I mean, you had Jason Bates III getting a 4-year, $64 million deal from the Falcons. And to be quite fair, though, I mean, Bessie, I think Bates, let's be real, and this is, and I think I said this yesterday too. If CJ was with us for like say 2 years, there's an argument to be made that you could, we're looking at that, but that was not the case. What I do mean is the fact that CJ was only here for 1 year. Thought after having a good year, and also taking into consideration that he got hurt in the second half of the season with that lacerated kidney. But yeah, man, it's been, Gardner Johnson's kind of making a complete fool of himself as far as I'm concerned. Well, like I said, no, it's going to be a bit of an, like I said, I think he's going to be definitely old news. Because like I said, I'm not the type of person to wish any failure for anyone, just to have a bad season. And, in this case, I'm going to have to be that guy, and nothing but fail. And, obviously if failure comes to knock Sidney Gardner Johnson on his ass, now that I think that should tell you that he's going to definitely regret not staying in Philadelphia. But that's besides the point. But, looking at how everything has turned out, especially for the rest of the league, seeing Derek Carr leaving, going to the Saints was something, but I really don't think that's really enough for the Saints to get over. To be quite honest, though, I just don't think the Saints have enough where they can actually win. Now, granted, yes, the NFC South is an open division too. Take that in consideration, knowing that you have 3 teams who are actually kind of getting better, and that's the Saints, the Panthers, and the Falcons. Because now you get to see, if you're a Bucs fan, not so much. You guys are kind of going in the opposite direction. And to be quite frankly, though, it's just, it's ridiculous. And not say ridiculous, but it's kind of, not say surprising, but it's just like, I think it's kind of to be expected after you had Tom Brady for the last 2 years, and just had guys just leave, leaving free agency, and to be quite honest, the 2 quarterbacks you got, Blaine Gabbert and Kyle Trask, not the best quarterback options you got. And the fact that you also brought in Baker Mayfield was not great either. I mean, he's decent, but he's not Oh, how do I put this? How do I even say it about this? Because it's Baker Mayfield's an interesting case, um, for what he is. But regardless, I still think um, I don't know, man. Like the Bucks, man. I just don't know if they have enough because that division's just been so bad, and I've never seen a division like go. I mean, don't get me wrong, though. I've seen like the good years of the NFC South because we always remember that the AFC South was much more worse than the NFC South. But I guess as bad as the division was with the NFC South, I think he really did caught up to the AFC South. Who now, granted, you have two teams who've gotten better and two teams are completely shit. But that's just the way that I looked at it. That's the way. If you look at it that way, then I'm okay with. Then we'll understand that for sure. But outside of that, man, just looking at everything else though, and because like I said, I'll treat this episode kind of like another little bit of an extension of free agency, a little bit because like I said, there's going to be some depth signings and stuff like that. And to be quite fair though, um, yeah, we saw Isaiah McKenzie go into Indy. We saw that. So this was about 3 hours ago. Mike Garafolo actually put this out, knowing that Texas running back Bijan Robinson was indeed uh and obviously, but I'm not really looking much into that. Leaving Philly, so what? I mean, I'm not the kind of guy that would take a running back. Especially since we do have since we do hold the 10th overall pick and also the 31st pick as well. But for me though, I just feel like it's a risk. A lot of times I feel like drafting certain positions, and I mean the Raiders kind of bit the bullet, taking a cornerback, I think 4th overall in 2019, and unfortunately, sorry YTC, and your Giants took Saquon, I think 8th or 2nd overall, regardless. But even though still kind of panned out, but just couldn't stay healthy. And also especially with the D Hop trade talks are coming in. So yeah, so we'll have to wait and see how that turns out, especially with I guess with D Hop. The question is, where does he go? That remains to be seen. But yeah, it's just, but yeah, and the same with Austin Eckler potentially could. Also, Damian Harris is now going to the Bills. Okay, so that's something. Mike Hughes. Okay, then. Well, like I said, the way, like I said, this is pretty much point at the free agency period where it's just pretty much a lot of depth signings, really not big names, which happened in the first few days of free agency and the legal tampering period at the same time. And not just that, like I said, going back to the Texans though, I mean, getting a guy like Dalton Schultz, who let's real kind of I would say I wouldn't say butt heads with Jerry Jones, but in a way that they couldn't pay him because knowing that they still got money wrapped up in Zeke, you still have what I think the next couple of years left on Dak's contract, and let's be real, who's not worth that money that extension he was given. Not just saying from the bias perspective, but we like the entire league knows how average to below average Dak really is. It's what it is. We have to call it like we see it, and the fact that people, if you can't take it that way, then I don't know what to tell you. I haven't really seen nothing on that because, like I said, it's been very quiet on the free agent in terms of the free agent market. It's kind of been very quiet though, because we're really looking at okay, let's see. I've seen Ronald Jones is going somewhere. Just the question is, I don't know where he's going. That's could be a possibility. I mean, but then again, you did. I mean, you did lose Dalton Schultz to the Texans. Like I said, going back to what the Texans though, it's really interesting to what the moves are doing, especially after just how let's be real, how below average have they been. How much, and I kind of got to give them a little bit of my criticisms too of the Oh, the Nick Casario a bit. Oh yeah, thank you about that, Arku. Yeah, I just saw that. I just got up to that too. But yeah, but look at everything else though. But yeah, going into this draft though, I'm intrigued to see where these teams going to go. And it's just one of those things that's like, whereas I don't know, man. It's been one hell of just just about a month. Well, we'll just watch that be the only move that Jerry Jones will ever make. That Jones family will ever make. Okay. Let me just try to see if we get any other people in here. Jesus Christ. Alrighty. Let's just give me 1 second, guys. Alrighty. But yeah, so and while we get a chance. And then like I said, the only thing before we go any further, like what I have planned up for the rest for the day, obviously got the code. Going to be interesting to talk about in terms of professional wrestling, but that's decent moves. But you have to take into consideration that Gilmore, like how much more can you get out of Gilmore before he starts breaking down. Cooks, that remains to be seen after. I don't know. Well, that's just the way that I look at it. That's the way that I looked at it. Let's go with PFF simulator. We do all 7. Boom. Okay, and then give me once. Where you what? Cause actually, while we get a chance to, it'd be a perfect opportunity to do some an NFL mock draft. I haven't got really a chance to do one, but might as well be a perfect opportunity to do one. Oh damn, my neck is killing me. Alrighty, so boom, boom. Give me 1 second, guys, because I'm going to pull this mock draft simulator up on the screen. Shout out to the 4 that's in the chat, though. All right, boom. Okay, we can do that. Boom, boom. Yeah, it ain't wrong, Arku. You ain't wrong. But let's just enter the fucking draft. Screw it. So with Carolina, since they do have the #1 overall pick, and also offer trades. Let's just start the draft. Whatever. What's good, Earl? What up, man? If I'm going to be completely honest, though, we're going to. I feel like AR-15 is going to be a Panther. That's the way that I looked at it. Texan. I don't know. For me, I feel like Bryce Young sounds like a Texan to me. That's the way that I looked at it. So Jalen, Cardinals. So they need guard, center, edge, and a corner. Man, they need everything. Looking at that, so Devin Witherspoon, I've seen a little bit of tape on him. Okay. Chance can't see. So guard. Let's see. Look at the. I guess you can go. This guy's offensive tackle, I guess you could say. I mean, if you're lucky enough for the I guess for the Cardinals, knowing that Jalen Carter's stock's going to drop tremendously after, especially with the Alta Field shit he's kind of been wrapped himself into. I'm going to give him Paris Johnson Jr. from Ohio State. So I know I am 100%. You ain't wrong, Arku. You ain't wrong. But, oh boy. But now we got the Colts. They are in need of a quarterback. Because let's be real, Gardner Minshew ain't going to be fucking it. So well, we'll see. We'll see, Urku. We'll see. Give him CJ Stroud. Because I think we got the first one, two. Okay, so Seattle, they need a guard, a center, and a defensive line. I think if you want to think about building with Seattle, I say go on the D line. The interior D line. Because Brian Bracey's a fucking beast. You know what? Because I think Carter's going to fall out of the top 5, out of the top 10, if that's going to be the case. Especially like I said, with all the off the field issues he's kind of been having. You know what? I'm going to stick with Brian Bracey going to Seattle. Now with the Detroit now holding the 6th pick, especially during that it'd be interesting. That'll be interesting. So let's see where Washington's at in terms. Okay, so they're at pick 16. Now, like if they do, because right now the other best quarterback available on the board in terms of the talent wise is Will Levis. Because Hendon Hooker, I'm not too highly on just yet. If I'm going to be completely honest, Tanner McKee, I'm not seeing anything out of him. I could possibly make a trade with Washington if that's the case. Let's go because right now, so we can give up the pick 16 for pick 6. I don't. Okay, well, so let's see. We're on the clock for that. Okay, so we're at the wait and see. The question is how far does Washington want to move up though? Because right now you have the Raiders at 7. The other quarterback needy teams outside of Washington's the Raiders and the Falcons. But with Detroit right now, let's go cornerback because I still can't have I still have a trouble of. I appreciate that. But like I said, with Jeff Okuda, have a hard time if he just got to stay healthy because I think that kid's a really good talent for them, but he just can't stay on the field. I'm going to have Christian Gonzalez fall to the Lions because they really need cornerback help, and it depends on where you want to go with that. But now with the Raiders, let's see if we can your team. I guess we can go pick 16. Maybe I say we'll give up 16. And let's see, they got 231. Yeah, I'm doing a bit of a mock draft, Randy, if you want to pop on. But yeah, for sure. I guess we can give them. No, actually, you know what? 97. So they got to jump on. Okay, so that 100 that the Raiders have. I guess they can. I guess you know what? Move them up to 97. I guess I'll give them up 233. And offering to the Washington Commanders so they can move up to number 7 on the roster. And obviously, because I think outside of having a quarterback, though, you also need an O-line and stuff like that. So with Washington now on the clock, if they're going to stick with Sam Howell, they're going to need to right. Let's just see. Let's take a look more on Tanner McKee because I don't know much about this kid. Yeah, well. So 75.4. I mean, his highest one was at 91.8. Ugh, cow, man. Stunk. Only stunk it up. Okay, so 2022. Not too shabby. I don't know. This dude does. You know what? Screw it. I guess I'll give him Tanner McKee for Washington, the way that I look at it. But give me 1 second. Oh boy. But all right. So we got Falcons. So you need a quarterback, wide receiver. Trying to think who are their wide receivers. I mean, you just got Kyle Pitts is tight end. What am I thinking? You got Drake London. Actually, I think about it. Well, we'll get a chance to take a look at that. Who? Let me look. Gotta look at their roster in terms to see what they. Okay, so they did add Mike Hughes, the cornerback. They do add a cornerback, so they don't really need that. I did. Okay, so Jesse B. Oh, and in terms of the quarterback, I don't think they could need one, but I say wait till like the later rounds. Just looking at the Russ. Okay, wide receivers. Yeesh. Not great. So I guess we got Jared Bernhardt, Frank W. Drake London. He's not great. So I mean, I guess we'd rather be safe than sorry. Give me Steve Flowers, to the Falcons, because it seems like that's what they're giving them. That's kind of where they're kind of giving them a little bit. Now with the Bears, who let's be real, pulled off that kind of trade with Carolina, get DJ Moore and a couple of the 4 other draft picks for that number 1 overall pick. So now, in terms of the wide receivers, you got Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, and now DJ Moore. And also tight ends, too. Who did they bring in? I mean, you still got Cole Kmet as your tight end. Let's see. Do they really need another? You know what? I think rather be safe than sorry. I guess you can try to beef out that damn O-line. Because holy crap. Okay. So, where do we got on you? So, Osiris Torrance from Florida. Let's see what we can look. What are we getting? Can you give a bit on him? Not too shabby, man. Decent grade against Florida State. Like I said, there's really not much I can give you since I don't have a thing for PFF. Pass blocks net. I mean, it's not a bad first look at him. So 6'5", 330 pounds, junior at the age of 23. So need a guard. So that's kind of they're for saying that his role is. Yeah, sure, man. But when we still beat your ass, well, we'll see, man. We'll see how that turns out. So you're not drafting. So according to PFF, they're saying that you're not drafting Torres for his athleticism. No, yeah, this is touch, but when factoring in his 30, very little, so not really much to go off of. Okay, so we got wide. Let's go with. I don't think their D line. Say, you ain't wrong, Arku. You ain't wrong. Trust me, I love rivalries more than the next person. That's for sure. Now, with us coming up on 10, geez, the Bears, man. Like, let me take a look at I gotta look at the roster. That's where the hard part comes in. Because I mean, you got 3 decent wide receivers. I mean, DJ Moore's still a good receiver. Don't get me wrong, but like, there's just a lot of things that. Because with the way that the Chicago Bears have really made, or what have they done, especially this all season? I mean, it's been very fantastic if you're a Bears fan. But to be fair, though, it's just, oh yeah, oh trust me, Arco, I get you, man, I really do. But really looking at this as a whole, though, so looking at their players note. In terms of so in terms of the wide receiver room, they got Chase Claypool, Velus Jones Jr., which is most likely going to be other special teams, Darnell Mooney, DJ Moore, Quentin St. Brown, December Webster, Darius Fountain and Joe Reed. Ugh. Unrestricted free agents. So, in terms of what do they need outside of wide receiver? Tight end, O line, tight ends. What do they got for in the tight end room? We got they bring in Robert Tanyan, so and that could I have a feeling that he could probably could be a backup to Cole Kmet, or be if they do a two tight end set, which could be a possibility. So the offensive line, Jesus Christ, let's look at the O line. I mean, the Brennan, yeesh. Alex Leatherwood is a tackle. Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's go with the offensive tackle because holy crap, their O line stinks. I mean, oh, you know what? Give them to Peter Skoronski because I feel like that's what Ryan Poles would do. Okay, so we need a wide receiver, guard, and a center. That's really what. Yo, what up, Dante? What up, man? Really? A guard and a wide receiver? Well, wide receiver, yes, I get that. But a center? We got fucking Cam Jurgens taking that spot. Jesus Christ. Okay. Right. Let's take a look at the wide receiver room. Yeah, Quentin Johnson. Let's take a look at what he had. See what he has done so far. He actually had a really good year with TCU, even though let's be real, that national title game was fucking shit, for lack of a better term. So now you got the 6'3", 208 pounds at the age of 21. It's an ex receiver. So definitely could have him in the slot. It's gonna be interesting. A 40 and a half inch vertical, 11'2" broad. So if that's the case, okay, let's take a look at. I don't think. I mean, definitely, yeah, we could probably get a receiver in the later rounds. But let's see where might. Yes, yeah. I got that DM. I got that from a DM from Arku. Never really watched much of Ronald Jones, so now the cornerback position, though. Let me just clear that out. We definitely need to go. Then again, though, Oh, actually, you know what? No, not corner. What am I thinking? Safety, because we need a complementary piece to Reed Blankenship. Even though that could be Avonte Maddox, but I don't know if he can play on the outside. If you're lucky, this might be a bit of a reach here. Screw it. Give me, I guess, Brian Branch. Screw it. I mean, so the Titans, Jesus. The Titans need wide receiver, tight end, edge. Oh, I'm surprised this is not a quarterback needy team because just how much shit they've had. They kind of go under a little bit, if I'm going to be completely honest. Looks a little wide receiver. Actually, let's see who are the wide receivers? Jesus Christ. Take a look at that. Tennessee Titans. I need to see what their the information. The wide receivers. You got Traylon Burks, Kinsey, McMath. Ish. Honestly, not great. Because let's be real. Let's see what else you need. Edge rushers. So, I mean, damn. I mean, quarterbacks not really helping because Malik Willis ain't for me. I don't think is really ready for the Titans. And to be fair, like it just doesn't like he did. Like I don't know. I feel like the Titans, I think, took a reach on him because I feel like for Malik Willis, if you go back to that draft class for me, I just feel like he. At best, you can see Malik Willis is probably an early to mid second rounder, but obviously the Titans I think took a reach, and obviously it seems that Malik Willis. I don't know. I mean, The wide receiver room, outside of Jalen Brooks, is not great. So, pick 11 though. Do you reach for a wide receiver? I think you're getting towards late in the first round though. Let me. But yeah, this is just ridiculous. Oh boy, so Titans, man, you can go anywhere with them. Let's just look at the wide receivers. And you know what? I guess let's see let's see what's on Nick Jackson Smith and Jigba from Ohio State. And to be fair though, oh Jesus Christ. Right, not much to give off of. Did he really he only played in 3? Wow. Let me take that's not what I meant to do. I mean, like I said, no PFF's not the best thing to use in terms of how good a player is and stuff like that, but so the dude's a slot receiver. Well, that's kind of where they're saying here where his role is. Yeah, from Rockwall, Texas, sitting at 6 feet, 196 pounds. But yeah, so there's really not much to go on. Jeez. I think JSN might fall. The question is, like, how far is he going to fall, though? That's the thing. Oh boy. So the question is, let's go with a tackle. I guess you can go offensive tackle because that O-line is not great. So it's got Anton Harrison, Broderick Jones, that kind of guy. Dolan Jones. Damn. Okay, see, this is where this is the problem that I'm going to run into with the Titans because they need everything. As much as I know they say they need a wide receiver, edge, and tackle. Let's look at the edge rushers actually, because their defense wasn't that great. Oh shit! You know what? Give them Will Anderson Jr. I have a feeling that I completely forgot he was still on the board. So, oops. So now we got the Texans. So now we got their quarterback in Bryce Young. Let's go with the center. Oh, good Lord. I guess it's an interior O-line. In terms of the center, why do we feel... So John Michael Schmitz from Minnesota. I've seen a lot of people come in very highly on him. So what do we got on him so far? It was decent, but you have to improve on that. I mean, against Wisconsin, yeesh, not great, but had a really nice grading against Iowa. Center, yeah, but he does adjust the bottom second round though. Really, I don't really. I think. See, that's what. See, that's like I said. That's the issue. Why it's hard to judge the Titans a little bit because of like their defense was okay, but you can definitely improve on the defense, and same with the offense. So both sides of the football were not great. Savvy, 6'3", 301 pounds at the age of 24. Okay, so there's really not much. Bottom line, I don't know. Like I've for some reason, but then again, though, who is the center for the Texans though? That's a tough. That's we got John Michael Schmitz, another one, Joe Tippmann. You know what? As much as they may say second rounder, but I think the Texans might reach on taking a center with the 12th overall pick. Because I mean, look, like I said, I mean, I got the center, and obviously their quarterback of the future and Bryce Young. But now oh Jesus Christ, the Jets. Ugh. Knowing that you're about to bring in Aaron Rodgers, and the question is what you're going to give up. So you need a line. Who are the linebackers? Now that I think about it, let's take a look at them. Linebackers, because damn, the New York Jets. So looking at that, so linebackers, you got C.J. Mosley, Sherwood, Surratt, Quincy Williams. I know they just brought back because you don't really need that. What up, Jesse? What's good? Let's see. Okay, so they're tackles. So who do they got for the Mekhi Becton? Man, looked in fantastic shape. Dwayne Brown, I think they brought him back as well, if I'm not mistaken. And you still got Max Mitchell, Greg Sneed, Elijah Vera Tucker. So the guards, I don't think you really need as much. You just have some good names. Yep, I'll be live for that. What up, Big Simple? It's like I wish Schweitzer, really not much on him. Elijah Vera Tucker I thought actually would look really well. Damn it. But yeah. Okay. So if I'm lucky enough, they just need a tackle on a linebacker? What the fuck? That is surprising to me. So I mean the tight ends, they're fine. I mean, defense, well, don't even touch that because their defense is fucking stingy as hell. So I think that, and also not to mention you already added Chuck Clark to that shit too. Is very, very good. You know what? I'm going to have to go with an offensive tackle just for the sake of things. Because the linebackers isn't bad. I mean, think about it. I mean, you still have, like I said, you got Nasruddin, Sherwood, Surratt, Williams, and C.J. Mosley. So they got some, but I think that offensive line has to get touched up a little bit. So I guess smart enough, I guess, go with the offensive tackle. So now, trying to think of myself. Yeah, I know Washington does need a corner. That's for sure. Your next. What did I get? Oh my god, the Jets. Trying to put myself in Joe Douglas's shoes. Like, what the hell would he do? I mean, if you're being, I guess give him. Let's see. Let's read up on Broderick Jones. So, thing on Broderick Jones. Easy explosiveness. Okay, so look, just a like I said. Okay, so it's a first round pick. You know, I guess give the Jets Broderick Jones. Cause no, that O line needs to be touched up a little bit, so that's for sure. Now the Patriots. Now the Patriots is an interesting thing because not the fact that they're labels a quarterback needing team. I just don't see that. Knowing that you already have your two quarterbacks and Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi, hopefully that situation doesn't pull out or be turned into that same shit that it was. Let's be real, not great for lack of a better term. So you got tackle and an edge. Now let's see. Now let's look at their. I'm trying to look at some of these teams' rosters in terms of their needs, anyway. So you get the New England Foxborough. Looking at the player personnel. Let's see. What do we need? So quarterback's pretty much out of the question. Now you go. I mean, look, CJ. Just look. I know why the Saints did what they did with CJ, and I know, and because at the time we didn't really see the writing on the wall. Now we're seeing his true colors coming out. So a wide receiver. Because I don't think they really need a wide receiver. They brought in like Juju. Who else did they bring in? Or let me see. Who else is the rest of that wide receiver? In terms of the wide receivers, you got Trey Nixon, Devontae Parker, Matthew Slater, Juju Smith-Schuster, Swycon Thornton, Raleigh Webb, Kendrick Bourne, and Lynn Bowden. Eesh, not great, but I mean, you're going to have to do, I guess. Edge rushers. They, the, I mean, you got Sandon Roberts, Dietrich Wise. I mean, they don't have Jonnu Smith, so that bit of a took a bit of a hit. But their tackles, though, I mean, yeah, Anderson, Trent Brown. I know a lot of Raiders fans kind of still don't like him for no. Connor McDermott, you got Riley Reef, Andrew Stubers, and Cole Strange. I know they kind of really took a reach on that. Another defense kind of took a bit of a hit, losing Jonnu Smith and Devin McCourty to retirement, and same with another former Patriot announced a retirement too. I can't think of his fucking name at the moment. Let's see the available edge rushers. So you got Tyree Wilson. You know what? Oh boy. You know what? Give him Nolan Smith. Because I think that's what Bill Belichick would do with reach for an edge. But then again, we've seen some shit wrong before. All right, so the Green Bay Packers. So look at in terms of what the Packers have is just it's been ugly. They need everything. But the quarterback, though, the fact that they even give if you're I want to say this too. If the Packers do not give or let's see what they have in Jordan Love, yeah, then sure. And then go look after another quarterback. But give Jordan Love at least this year, because you had him had his ass sit behind Aaron Rodgers for 3 goddamn years. It's time to I don't know. I mean, with Rodgers potentially on his way out, you got Jordan Love here, and then backup right now is Danny Etling, and not great. But looking at what their needs, so wide receivers, so you already lost. I mean, you got Christian Watson, Torrey, Bo Melton, Romeo Dobbs, Jeff Cotton. I mean, Romeo Dobbs, I like what he's going to bring to Green Bay, but to be honest, not really much to go off of. Let's see. What else? They need tight end. They did lost Robert Tonyan, but they did his replacement was Nick Gugamos, and we got Austin Allen, Tyler Davis, and Josiah DeGuara as your tight ends, but that's really not really helping. But edge, they never really use. I mean, you got Devontae Wyatt. Okay, they don't really know any edge rushers. I mean, they got some decent defensive ends, so I mean that's kind of out of the question. To be fair, though, I'm going to say, look at so the linebackers. So what do we got in terms of the linebackers? You got Devontae Campbell, Kingsley Egnaber, Jonathan Garvin, Rashawn Gary, Ladarius, Isaiah McDowell, Quay Walker. Good Lord. They got a decent linebacker core. So okay. Fuck this. So I'm trying to think, because with the defense was decent. Played a little bit better down the stretch, just wasn't enough. Oh boy. So you already got your decent, good on the running back room. The offensive line, though. David Bakhtiari, I guess go with a tackle, I guess. Try to go outside their needs, because that's their O-line isn't that terrible, but you definitely could use an extra a few bodies on that offensive line, because that's just where I've seen the what do you call it? The Packers ran into. Tackle Darnell right from 10. So let's look more on Anton Harrison. So just take a look at this for just a second. So decent grading at 72.6. I mean, he had his worst game was at home against Texas at 54.6. But like I said, let's take a first look. First or second rounders. So Washington, D.C. kid, 6'4", 315 pounds. It's a swing tackle. Core strength. Fluidity and movement. Okay. Definitely could use a guy like him on that O line. Now with the Raiders, easy quarterback. Give him Will Levis. That's kind of what they need. Now with Pittsburgh knowing they're going to be building around Kenny Pickett. For me, see the attack because they do need. I guess JJ. I guess you can say TJ Watt could use some help on the outside or the inside. Let's look at the linebackers. Where the hell is it at? There it is. Linebackers. So let's see. Got Jack Campbell, Henley from Washington State. Let's read about it for Trenton Simpson a little bit. So Simpson, definitely a guy that I'm very highly on. Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay. All right. So, okay. So Jack Campbell, I've seen he's getting talked about too, in terms of the linebackers. The Iowa Hawkeyes. So middle linebacker. So 6'5", 249 pounds. Sheesh. Some Cedar Falls, Iowa. So second or third. Really? That's how you've had. Okay. I'm trying to think. Dan Henley. Because I'm not watching much of Washington State, so I really can't say. To be fair though, so he's a redshirt senior, 6'2", 225 pounds. So pretty much So if you do like a zone drop coverage, so I guess this is a guy. Okay, so he's just playing second rounder. Oh fuck. Okay. Let me see more on Simpson. Hopefully this actually will load. So Simpson with him. Okay, he's decent. 6'5", 6'2", 235 pounds. So man coverage heavy linebacker. So in the slot. So he's a slot linebacker. So definitely be a later round though. Jeez, like some of these linebackers are definitely later rounds. But you're gonna have to take now look at the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Looking at them. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay. So looking at where's the players? Nope. Well, let's see. Where the Cowboys, they don't have we'll get surprisingly, you guys do not need we'll get to that because so right now, Arku, like you said, you want to be John Robinson, but that's actually not surprising, not in your need, actually. So very surprisingly. You guys need a wide receiver, a defensive line, and a linebacker. Oh, jeez. Okay. So with the Steelers, though, you have Tate Crowder, Highsmith, Holcomb, TJ Watt, Robinson. Jeez. Okay, so I guess they don't need a linebacker. So what are the Steelers? What the fuck do they need now? Corner. Let's take a look at their cornerback, their defensive backs. I mean, outside of Mollett, they brought in Patrick Peterson. They got and Keller Witherspoon, Levi Wallace. Ugh. It's like okay, that's okay. So cornerback, I think they're decent at. Look at the tackles though. Jeez. Chuck Wilma Okafor, ugh. Nate Herbig, not great either. I guess we can give him a tackle on that offensive line and protect Kenny Pickett. So, all right, let me take off this. Well, we'll see how that really turns out, though, man. So, Dolan's Jones. Okay. So right now, let's actually let's kind of take a little bit of a read up on on Jones from Ohio State. So 6'8", 374 pounds. Jeez, that's crazy. So he wins that. I mean, definitely, yeah. I mean, for sure. Okay, so the dude's projected as a second rounder. I mean, like I said, we're really just going into the first round, though. Okay. That's just fucking tough. Let's look at Darnell Wright from Tennessee. How well did he do this past season? Probably not very much to go off of, if I'm going to be completely honest. Well, fuck off. All right, let's do this again. Show more. All right, 71.4s at 6'5", 333. A third round pick. So he wins in the power department. Gap scheme. Yo, what up? What up? Damn it, dude. Oh, Jesus. Honestly, seems like a really nice, perfect fit for Pittsburgh. So give them Darnell Wright. That's the way that I look at it. Now on the clock, you have the Detroit Lions. So earlier, I gave the Lions a cornerback, which they desperately, obviously one of their needs. But if Jeff or one of the cornerbacks do not work out, you got Gonzalez waiting in the wings. So now you need a defensive line. So this is where I feel like where I think Jalen Carter is going to go to the Detroit Lions, just because, like I said, he's not going. I think he's going to definitely fall outside the top 10 and the top 15, just because, like I said, just because of his off the field issues. But I feel like I think a guy like Jalen Carter could really suit the Detroit Lions a lot better on that defensive line. No, good Lord, goody. We get the Bucks. They need fucking everything. Now they brought in Baker Mayfield, so the quarterback is out of the fucking question. Oh fuck. Actually, who do I? So they need a quarterback, tight end. They have Kate Ottenser tight end. Offensive line. You know what? Yeah, that's the best interior O line. So let's take a look what we got here. I think this is where the point where we're going to see some offensive linemen get really get taken off. So they don't need a center. I'm trying to think who's their center at the moment. I can't think of one. I know their offense is going to be, both sides of the football are going to be bad. Jesus Christ. Okay. This is tough. Because, like I said, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they need everything. That's all I'm saying. But if I'm going to have to be lucky, let's see. Steve Avila. How will he? Let's see read up on him a little bit. So, Steve Avila. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have to get myself a thing for, so he's he's an anchor type of guard. It, can do both. 6'3", 332 pound senior. So it's a second rounder though. Honestly, why does okay, I know it's as crazy as it sounds. This guy to me screams Dallas Cowboy for whatever reason, for some reason. That's just the way that for some reason that's how it just comes off. So I guess again, let's read up on those signing stories. I know currently he is the top. Well, and at this portion of the because like I said, we're really just doing the first round though. But 88, 6. I mean, look, if you can have him as just a guard on the outside. Very little improvement, but I mean, I guess goes to the Bucks. Bring him, even though he's from Louisiana, but keep him in state. So now we got the Seahawks. Now the first pick I gave the Seahawks was, this is the first pick in the first. Oh shit! I'm sorry. They had the fifth overall pick in Brian Breesy. So I already took care of the edge, or the defensive line, I should say. So they need a guard and a center. Now that's going to be something to really look at. Defensive line. I give them a, because I feel like, let's see, where do they project Miles so Bijan Robinson. So I feel like Bijan, brilliant. That's Michael Mayer, Jordan Addison. Do they really? Because let's take a look at Miles Murphy. Where do they have him projected as? I feel like this, for me, he kind of screams like a second rounder. That's the way that was a first rounder. 6'5". Oh, that kid! Like I said, that kid's gonna be looking great for whoever picks him up in the draft. They don't really need it. Does Seattle need an edge rusher? I don't think they do. Well, let's just take a look. Thank God I have a different tab open. The Seattle Seahawks, because so just as a casual though, man, this has been kind of fun. So the defensive end, you have Miles Adams and Draymond Jones. Oh, that's right, they did bring in Draymond Jones, and he also had Jaron Reed. Because like the tackles, I think the offensive line they're actually pretty decent with. I like Abraham. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go. Jamal Adams is still ass though, man. I don't know why they still have him. If I'm lucky enough, I'm gonna try to think outside the box here with Seattle. Give him Miles Murphy, because I think they could use another better edge rusher, because I know the two edge rushers that they have, they're good, but they're just not great. So I think you can have someone like a Miles Murphy to kind of really I guess, add another body to that what do you call it? The edge rusher room. Now we got the Chargers. Now, no one, let's just say, if they decide to, I say, move on from Keenan Allen, try to save up some money and stuff like that, and do whatever they need to do, trying to save some money. If I'm going to be fair, though, to be fair, I'm going to have to give them. Okay, so they need wide receiver. Give him Quentin Johnston. I think he kind of fits that. What? Okay, so the Ravens. Oh boy, so the Ravens. That's interesting. They kind of look over. So they need a wide receiver, edge, and a corner. Because last year they took a safety, so their defense is pretty solid. So, but then again, who is their cornerback? So that's the thing. Because for me, Baltimore. Let's take a look at the Ravens, because I need to see what their defensive back room's looking like. Players are note. So defensive backs, you still got Jalen Armour Davis, Marlon Humphrey, Trayvon Mullins. Okay, so they don't. Okay, so they don't need a corner. They don't. Who's their edge rushers? Rayshon Nichols. Not much to go off of. Brent Urban. I think the Baltimore still goes defense here. Just the way that I look at it. So let's go with an edge rusher. Okay, Tyree Wilson still on the board. That goes to Baltimore. Now with the Vikings. So this is interesting. So the Vikings, they really could. They need defensive line. Okay, so they need all defense. In their cornerback room, let's take a look at the Minnesota Vikings. Let's look at the players of defensive back room. You got Lewis Tate Gowan. He really hasn't really panned out as much as Andrew Booth Jr. kind of stunk it up. Kalen Barnes, I don't really much know about him. They did bring in Byron Murphy, so that's one of the better cornerbacks. Defensive line. Where the fuck do you go from here with the damn Vikings? their biggest needs a defensive line, but you could also go with a linebacker at the same point too. Okay. They got Brian Asamoah, Marcus. Oh, that's right. They did bring in Marcus Davenport. Holy shit. I forgot about that. Still got Darius Smith on the outside. Patrick. Okay. Danielle Hunter. Jordan Hicks. Jeez, haven't heard of. Jeez. Was decent, but not the greatest name in terms of the linebackers. But that's just me. But I will. Defensive line, though. Look, I think they got I think he got a decent D line. It's the secondary is what pisses me off, though. That's the thing. Well, whoever's the defensive coordinator is over there. That's a tough thing to kind of look over. But oh fuck. Let's go. I guess go fucking hell. This is bullshit. Because you can go in many different directions with the damn Minnesota Vikings. Screw it. I'll just give them I guess I know Emmanuel Forbes, I know he's gonna drop a little bit. I guess give him Devin Witherspoon. Now we're on the Jacksonville. So no Jacksonville. Okay, so we're getting close towards the end. We got 7 more picks to go through. Okay. So now we got the Jags. So the Jags actually surprised a really good season. What up, Rafi? What up, my guy? Appreciate you coming in, man. Salute to the Capitan himself coming into up in this bitch. Now the Jags, so they need a guard, center, and a defense and a cornerback or a defensive back, whatever you want to fucking call it. So now guard, I guess they can go. They need to have to beef up that. Oh, actually, you want no? I think go defense here. I guess you can go with a cornerback, depending on what you're going to go looking at with the. I guess with the. You know what? Give him Joey. Or actually, you know what? Oh, no, not Jackson Smith and Jibba. But then again, though, I'm trying to think. Yeah, whatever. It's whatever. But then again, I've seen where they could use in the wide receiver help in that wide receiver department for outside of having getting Calvin Ridley back. You have Zay Jones. Actually, no, Zay Jones is a free. Then again, though, hasn't Zay Jones actually signed a contract extension? I don't think he has. Then again, that might have worked out. That one little mistake, just getting JSN. If that works out for the Jacksonville Jaguars, so fucking be it. Whoops. But I mean, now with the Giants. So Giants, I think right now the biggest number one is definitely a receiver. Try to get more receivers as much as possibly could. But they also tight end. Yeah, if they're going to run it, I know they're going to run a 2 tight end set with Darren Waller and Bellinger, so that's kind of out of the question. Now, a center, since they did lose Feliciano to, I think, the Niners. I could be wrong. I think they could use a center at this point just to beef up that O-line. And that's where I would see it. Now, interior O-line, because right now, okay, so I'm trying to see. Okay, let's roll Joe Tipman from Wisconsin, another center. And to be fair, though, man, okay, 6'6", 313 pounds, second or third rounder, tighter hands. To be re-ankle, so most likely he's going to be a guard. So he's definitely athletic enough. So, okay, so what up, Braves fan? What up? This is fucking tough. So let's take a look at Luke Whippler from Ohio State. Alrighty. 6'3", 303 pounds. Okay, so it's improving the anchor. I guess, but if you're gonna have some leverage, give him Luke Whippler. So definitely could use. So I think the Giants could use So now we got the Cowboys. So Cowboys, they need a wide receiver, defensive line, and a linebacker. Defensive line, I don't think that's a problem for them. I really do think they don't really need a D line. The linebackers, though, who are the line? Let me take a look at the Cowboys linebackers. All right, where is it? Players and notes. So the linebackers, you got Bond, Devontae Bond, Damone Clark, Jabril Cox, Devin Harper. Outside of Leonard Vander and Michael Parsons, do they really need a linebackers are really what they need? Even though that's a load of crap, they got a really good linebacking room. Now, Damone Clark, I really have not really watched much of, but I know what Michael Parsons can do. Same with Leighton Vander Esch. Holy fuck. And Devontae, but outside of that, Jabril Cox, I don't think he's really done much. Ugh, but thinking outside the box, let's go with it because I know the O line. I know the guard way. Let's see. Look at what their O line's looking like. Lindstrom. Know that if Tyron Smith, let's bro, we got Tyler. The question is, yes. Oh, jeez. They really don't need much to really work with, but screw it. If they need a guard, I mean, that's the way that I would have to look at it. But screw it. I'll just give them a guard. I guess from what I understand, bring a hometown kid home from Arlington. So see if Avila goes to the Cowboys. Because I don't think they need a running back. I think they pretty much are fine with Tony. Tony Pollard is. So I don't think they really need a running back till probably next year if you're lucky. Now the Bills. Okay, so with the way that the Bills have been this past season, just defensively, they just have not been the same after the Damar Hamlin situation, losing Von Miller to a torn ACL. Okay, we're gonna have to go with the defense here. But first things first, let's look at what the Buffalo Bills out of Orchard Park, New York. No. Okay. Their current roster. So in terms of the defensive line, not really much to go off of. I mean, look, the linebackers brought back Matt Milano, still very good outside linebacker. Depends on what Von Miller's going to be looking like coming off the ACL. We'll have to wait and see on that. Blech. Not really. I mean, Ed Oliver, what do they need? Guard and center. What's their O line looking like? Tight end, they're fine. They're fine with the wide receivers. The offensive line, they bring Connor McGovern. Fuck. This is a tough one to kind of project. We did. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that. We'll rather wait and see. Fuck. This is tough. I don't think they need the part of the secondary that's okay. But okay. Let's go interior O line. Say you ain't wrong, Arku. And Arku, right now I got you guys a guard. So in terms of your Cowboys, I got you guys the homegrown guy, Steve Avila from TCU. From because looking at what you got, you don't need a wide receiver because you brought in a couple good ones. Your second, like your defense is fine. Like the fact you need a defensive line and a linebacker is a load of crap. It's a bunch of bullshit. That's just the way exactly. That's why I got you guys a guard, Steve Avila, because your guard spot is stinks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just being brutally honest. Your guard play stinks. That's why I got you guys Steve Avila, Arlington kid from TCU. Because when I I've watched. I think Steve Avila is a good guard for sure. But when I think of myself, I really think about this till now. Like, why do I have a feeling that because a guy like Steve Avila sounds like for me is the sounds like a Jerry Jones type of pick. Now Buffalo's really pissing me off. But you know what? Screw it. Give him Macy Smith from Michigan. Because I think their D line could use a couple extra bodies. Cincinnati, goody. So where do we go from here? So we go tackle, defensive back, and defensive line. Really? I guess give an offensive like you got to stock out on the offensive tackle. Now, oh geez, Cody. Let's see. Cody Mouch. I know he's another one that's yeah. Honestly, Cody Mouch tackle 6'5", 302 pounds. So he's a first rounder. Okay, so his pass protection. So he's quick on his feet, which is surprising. It got at 6'5", 302 pounds. So a center and a guard. He goes to throw him on the part of that as well. So I guess the best way you can do it is give him Cody Mouch from North Dakota State. So the Saints. Where do we go from here? But shout out to the 4 that's been in the chat though. If you guys are new, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. We are coming towards the end of the first round here. To be fair, oh boy, defensive line, the cornerback. Looking at their cornerback room. Trying to. Give me 1 second. Alrighty. Alrighty. So let's look at the current roster for the Saints. So what do they need now? Defensive line or cornerback. So the defensive back, you still got Marshall Lattimore. Outside of that, you got really not much to go off of, but I guess give them a cornerback. Because I think their D line is going to be fine. In my honest opinion. Where the fuck's the corner? There it is. Fuck. Because I know Amelia Forbes, from what I've been understanding, is projected to be a second rounder, but we'll see how that turns out. So give him Joey Porter Jr. So we are we're on the 30th pick, actually, surprisingly. So who do we got? We took Bryant, so we got a safety because I know that's kind of what we really need if we decide not to go after a safety in free agency, which I doubt we will. But wouldn't hurt to draft one. So Brian Branch kind of fit the system a little bit. You know what? If trying to put myself. Okay, so the wide receiver room, because we do need a third receiver. knowing that we could potentially move, what do you call it? move from Quez Watkins. No, I'm just saying if Branch is there with the 10th pick, let's just say it this way: if Branch is there, I think Howie should go after him. But if he's not, if he gets taken early, then yeah, that's when you trade back and try to get more out, get the value out of it. And absolutely. So it could be. Yeah, well, we'll see. But right now we're on the pick 30. Because now I'm trying to think of where does Howie go with the 30th overall pick. Do we trade back or do we stick where we're at with a wide receiver, get the wide receiver room? Right now, like I said, even though our needs is a wide receiver, guard, and a center, which we, to be quite frankly, though, I don't think we need a center. We had that in Cam Jurgens. Wide receiver, I think we can get in the later rounds, or in this particular case with the 30th overall pick. Because I trying to think outside the box though. Because think about it, since letting CJ, hey, it's possible. Like I said, I mean, anything can happen. But I'm just saying, I'm trying to put my little bit spin on this, but it's possible. I mean, Brian Branch, yes, one of them. But if you do go after, because knowing that we did bring back both corners and let CJ, well, let's put it out like a complete total bitch on his way out the door. But okay, so we do need a better slot receiver, or yeah, an edge rusher too. But I think we could get an edge rusher in the later rounds. Because right now we can still run it back with Hassan Reddick and definitely with Josh Sweat on part of that defensive line. I see. Now this is where you kind of get into a bit of a crossroads. I know there's going to be a lot of some Eagles fans might have different opinions on this. I might go wide receiver here. It's late in the first round, on the border of the early. Right now, you're getting towards the second rounders. There's a couple guys. Let's just look on Jalen Hyatt a little bit. Oh, fucking hell! All right, so looking at that, 6 feet, 176. So vertical threat. Oh, that'll be nice. That'll be nice to actually have him as a slot. Actually, no, I think really it's a third round, a projected third rounder. I don't think so. I think his talent enough. Yeah, well, you know what? You didn't really miss much, YTC. But for your Giants, hang on, I'm scrolling way too fast. Where are the Giants at? Because there's no pick for the blah, 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 blah. Where is it? Oh, come on. Did I really lose the New York Giants already? Where the fuck? Oh my god, I'm gonna drive myself nuts. Where? Oh, there it is. So yeah, so YTC, I got you guys a center and Luke Whippler. Because right now you say you're white because knowing that you might, because I'm doing a bit of a mock. But yeah, in a way, yeah, absolutely. Because like I said, we're getting close because I'm only just doing the first round of it. Like I said, the tight end, I don't think you guys really need another tight end because I have a gut feeling the guys are going to run a 2 tight end set with Darren Waller and Daniel Bellinger. That's for sure. I got you guys a center just because I think you could use some more versatility on that offensive line. Because wide receiver, you guys can come in picking up restocking your wide receiver core. So that's the way that I looked at it. But if I'm looking, if Howie decides to trade back with the 30th, but if not, I say go with Jalen Hyatt. Yes, see, because I'm trying to put myself in what Joe Shane, how he wants to envision of what he need to do. So now we got Kansas City. Now Kansas City is an interesting situation where you let some of you guys walk from the Super Bowl. You lost Juan Thornhill, and we don't know exactly how good. Well, I think they're still going to run the ASC. I don't think they're going to be as much as powerful as people may think they may be. I still think they're going to win like double-digit games. I mean, that's kind of who the Kansas City Chiefs are. But just like, the fact that, like I said, you have Karlaftis, I think he's going to have a really good year. I think there's a lot to improve. I like what Trent McDuffie has in that secondary. There's got some good pieces in defensively. But the wide receivers, though, looking at the wide receivers for the Kansas City Chiefs, you're right. Oh, Jesus. Who are they even? Dude. Okay, I don't know why I spelled Kansas City wrong. Kansas City Chiefs, yada. Okay. Oh, really? Really? So actually, oh shit! It's can't. I forgot. Can't. Alan. Okay. They around Xavier Hutchinson. Okay. Wait. All right. The fuck is that? Notable players. Okay. So look at the wide receivers. Oh boy. You still got MVS, Kadarius Toney, John. They had John. Oh Jesus, Sky Moore. Ooh, the wide receiver. But then again, though, it's. I don't think. What the hell else they need now? With a defensive line. What the fuck? You got Mike Dan. Then again, you brought in. You still got George Karlaftis. Chris Jones is still there. You already lost Frank Clark. Like the secondary is fine. Jeff pass rusher. Or okay, yeah, because they really don't need much. So I guess you're right. Let's go defensive line. Right now you got really not much to really pick from. I mean, right now the best one available is Kalijah Cansey from Pittsburgh. Because that's the one thing that's kind of been the tough part. So Pittsburgh. So look at the first like 6'1", 281 pounds. Okay, so you can do more pass rush. Okay, I think this is where he goes with, but yeah. So outside of that, I'm gonna end it here. So right now, we'll do like more of these in the upcoming episodes and stuff like that. But right now, but yeah, so not too shabby though. But like I said, we'll talk more on that after a while, or probably next episode. Well, like I said, the NFL season is going to be very interesting to really look at going forward. And yeah, we're going to wait to see how this plays out. And but with that being said, I'm going to head off out of here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.